Good afternoon. My name is Grace Burgess, and I'm a second-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student. I would like to welcome the faculty and staff, family and friends, and fellow students to the University of Evansville's Doctor of Physical Therapy White Coat Ceremony. We are very excited to continue this tradition and celebrate the class of 2026. Thank you for being here today as we recognize the professionalism and dedication of these students. This ceremony signifies the transition of the student's entrance into the medical profession. The white coat symbolizes hard work it took to reach this point in your professional career, the commitment you have to your future patients, and the physical therapy profession as a whole. The growth and progress of physical therapy worldwide makes this an exciting time to be entering our profession. I ask you to think about your future as a doctor of physical therapy and the responsibility that comes with it. Now I'd like to introduce the president of the university, Christopher Petruskevich, for the presidential address. President Petruskevich is the 24th president of the University of Evansville as of 2018. He has developed a passion for linking the university with the community by creating partnerships to fulfill the responsibility of the university to enhance quality of life. President Petruskevich fully believes in the 18 words that define what we do here at University of Evansville: to empower each student to think critically, act bravely, serve responsibly, and live meaningfully in a changing world. Please help me in giving a warm welcome to President Christopher Petruskevich.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Grace, and more importantly, for saying all 15 letters of my last name correctly. It is great to be with you. Thank you all so much for being here. And I do believe we do live by those 18 words. And as you mark the next step in your progression here at the University of Evansville, it does remind me of the convocation that we did earlier this week for our freshman students. And that is that we welcome 460 freshmen to the University of Evansville, and part of what we do is we have an academic honor code. And the academic honor code tells our freshman students all the things they can't do. It tells them that they can't use unauthorized aid. It tells them they can't receive unauthorized aid. And so that might be appropriate for undergraduate freshmen, but very, very different for those who are about to receive their white coats. And later on, you will all stand up and have and repeat the code of ethics. And the code of ethics is not designed to tell you what you can't do, but it's aspirational. It asks you and tells you and hopes that you provide the best care of service for all of your clients. I often, at events like this, tell a story of my time at the Justice Department, and it is not designed as a political statement. When I was there 25 years ago, I worked for both John Ashcraft and Janet Reno, appointed by Bill Clinton and George W. Bush, at a time when I went out to various courts all across the country. I would get to stand up and say, Chris Petruskevich, Department of Justice for the United States. And I remember one time going to a courtroom in Mississippi and standing up for the first time, and I said, Chris Petruskevich, Department of Justice for the United States. And the judge said, well, Mr. Petruskevich, you work for the United States Department of Justice. I'm holding you to a higher standard. And I thought, well, that's a little odd that I get to be held to a different standard than the attorney on the other side. What I learned from our local counsel was that that person had a reputation of not holding up the highest standard, did not have a reputation for shooting straight. And so I know that when you go out into practice, you're not going to wear your white coats all the time. But the white coat is a symbol of what I hope you take with you from us as part of the University of Evansville, and that is that you hold yourselves to the highest standard and you not think about the things that you can't do, but think about the things that you can. So on behalf of all of us, we're glad you're here and congratulations.
Thank you, President Petruskevich. Now I'd like to introduce the University of Evansville's Doctor of Physical Therapy Program Director, Dr. Bethany Hebner, to the stage to introduce the faculty.
Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you could join us this afternoon. It is my great pleasure to get to introduce our dynamic faculty that get to spend days with your students, your sons, your daughters, this coming next 3 years. So first, I'd like to just also welcome you to Purple Friday. If you don't know already, I can't get you to laugh in class, and this is when you choose to laugh? Wow. Okay, sorry. Welcome to Happy Purple Friday. Here at the University of Evansville, we have several traditions. And one of those traditions is every Friday we wear purple. And it's really a symbol of unity. It's a symbol of how we can demonstrate to our community the excitement that we have here at the University of Evansville. And so I would ask all of you that wherever you are across the U.S., because we know we have friends and family all across the domestic U.S. and joining us on the live stream tonight, every Friday, think about wearing purple. You're going to join your student in wearing that color. It'll connect you and engage you in what they're doing, and it's also a great way to think about them and think about and sending them good encouragement and support. And so think about wearing purple on Fridays, and as Pres P also says, in every other day of the week would be great too. First off, I'd like to introduce you to our Dean, the College of Education and Health Sciences. This is Dean Mary Kessler. Dean is a UE alumnus, and she completed her master's degree at the University of Evansville. She completed her physical therapy degree at the University of Evansville and did her master's degree at the University of Indianapolis. She's a physical therapist, and she taught in the PT department for several years prior to her move to administration. She has a passion for ACE care and all that it embodies, as she is the first faculty advisor for that program, and she continues her service as an advisor today. A little fun fact about her is that she actually has taught 6 of our current faculty members who were PT students here at UE. So as I'm continuing to introduce, you can kind of keep your tabs on who are the UE grads. So next up, I'd like to introduce you to our operations administrator, Mrs. Jennifer Simon. Many of you, both parents and students, have likely interacted with her on a regular basis throughout the process of admissions. She serves in many vital roles in our department, from admissions to marketing and lots of other things in between. We like to say as other duties assigned in that bottom line. She graduated from Murray State and is currently working, or has actually completed her master's degree here at UE. A fun fact about her is that she was able to swim with stingrays in the Grand Cayman. And she's alive to tell about it. So if you want to learn about that, that'd be great. Next up is our administrative assistant, Jerry Maddox. Jerry works to support the faculty and students in many different ways, whether it's with scheduling, technology needs, support services, or really anything we throw at her. She provides needed support in all that we do. She also has the best quote board behind her desk, so you need to go down there and check it out. She's very witty. She graduated from USI, and a little fun fact about her is that she did place 3rd in a lip sync contest to the Miami Sound Congo. So I think we need to probably get that fun fact into action soon. Next up I have is Jennifer Clausine. She is our clinical administrative associate. Jennifer now serves as the central point for all things clinical, and she's graduated from IUPUI, and fun fact about her is she actually survived a ball python attack while she was studying in her bed. You will have to ask her more details about that. I don't have all of them, but I think it had something to do with her older brother and a seemingly innocent prank. So all you older brothers out there, you probably know what happened. That's when you laugh. See, like this, it's just, our timing is off, guys. All right, our first faculty member that I would like to introduce is Dr. Hannah Lamar. She's in her second year here at the University of Evansville. She graduated from UE with her athletic training degree and Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. She also is a neuroclinical specialist. She teaches in our neuro coursework, acute care, and medical pathology. Her fun fact is that it was snowing on the day she was born in October. We would probably all appreciate that right now on August 25th. Next up is Dr. Charlene Nolan. She is in her third year here with us at UE. She graduated from University of Evansville and completed her transitional Doctor of Physical Therapy degree at the University of Montana. She teaches in our acute care, cardiopulm, neuro, and gross anatomy coursework. Her research interests include the use of compression stockings in high-risk individuals to decrease incidence of venous insufficiency. And a really cool fun fact about her is she was actually able to meet Mother Teresa as a kid. So, very neat. Next up, I didn't even get to the punchline yet. Next, we have Dr. Jason Pitt. Dr. Pitt is a University of Evansville alumni from our neuroscience program and completed his PhD at Northwestern. He teaches in our scientific inquiry and neurobiology coursework, and his research interests include educational approaches to improve exam performance. Fun fact about him is he has none, only fun opinions. So. Next up is Dr. Kate Schwarzkopf-Pfeiffer, or KSP, as lovingly known by most everyone else. She is a UEPT alumni and also did her transitional DPT at Regis University and her PhD at the University of Kentucky. She teaches in our musculoskeletal and scientific inquiry coursework. Her research interests include trunk stability in active females and fitness for individuals with disabilities. Her fun fact is she completed 15 triathlons, including a half Ironman. At that event, her race number was 123, and if you look closely, you can still see a faint outline because she got sunburned with the race number on there, and so she has got 123 on that shoulder, so take a look at that sometime. Next up is our Assistant Director of Clinical Education, Dr. Katie Whetstone. She graduated from the University of Evansville and teaches in our gross anatomy, musculoskeletal, and clinical and professional issues coursework. Her research interests include thoracic mobility, the female athlete, and pro bono physical therapy services. A fun fact about her is that she can recite all the words to the infamous rap song Ice Ice Baby, as well as the Gettysburg Address. So you can have both ends of the spectrum. Very versatile and slightly surprising. Next we have Dr. Kyle Matzel. He is also a University of Evansville DPT alumni and completed his PhD at the University of Kentucky. He teaches in our musculoskeletal therapeutic exercise and wellness coursework. His research interests include musculoskeletal movement screening and injury prevention in baseball players. A fun fact about him is he is the only person I know, and probably the only person, to actually ride on the same train that hit him. Yeah, you heard that right. He'll tell that story in class, I promise. And then you can tell all your friends and family. But he lived, he's here, he survived. Next is Dr. Ling Liang. She graduated with her PhD from the University of Delaware, and her research interests include motor control in children and adults with and without disabilities. She teaches in our pediatric, neuro, and acute care coursework. She's also an excellent baker, and we all enjoy her special treats throughout the year. A fun fact about her is that she does have 2, maybe 46 actually, pet rubber chickens in her office. Next is our Director of Clinical Education, Dr. Mark Martineau. Mark is a UE alumnus as well and attended the University of Indianapolis and the University of Montana. He teaches primarily in our clinical education coursework as well as in community health and physical interventions. His research interests include looking at clinical education and its impact. A fun fact about him is he was the point guard for his high school and college basketball teams. And you can't tell from this picture, but he is like 6'8", so you could totally see the court as the point guard from there, right? Next is Dr. Phil Plisky. Phil graduated from UEPT and received his Doctor of Science from Rocky Mountain University. He teaches in our musculoskeletal leadership and administration and diagnostic imaging coursework. His research interests include injury prediction, prevention among athletes, military personnel, and school-aged children. A fun fact about him is it is a goal of his family to visit all the national parks and Major League Baseball stadiums, of which he's already completed several. And then finally me. I'm Bethany Hebner. I graduated from IUPUI, not UE, sorry, disappoint. I completed my PhD at Bellarmine University. I teach in the musculoskeletal clinical and professional issues coursework. My research interests include supporting learning and retention in DPT students, as well as injury prevention in athletes. A fun fact about me is actually 7 years ago, I have a little wiener dog, and her name is Minnie Corn Dog with Ketchup Hebner. That was good. That was appropriate. That was an appropriate time. She became a champion racing wiener dog at Ellis Park and set the track record for the fastest dog alive at that time. So. Well, that is our dynamic and amazing team. I am extremely blessed to get to work with the greatest people on the face of the planet. So thank you all for letting me introduce them to you. And at this time, we're going to kind of move on to our speakers. And again, we appreciate you all being here and celebrating this wonderful occasion for our students.
Thank you, Dr. Hebner. Next, we'll have our first speaker, Dr. Charlene Nolan. Dr. Nolan is a clinical assistant professor at the University of Evansville and the Acute Care Residency Program Director. She received her Master's of Physical Therapy at the University of Evansville in 2004, and she received her Doctor of Physical Therapy from the University of Montana in 2022. Furthermore, she is a certified wound specialist through the American Board of Wound Management. Dr. Charlene Nolan goes above and beyond to mentor her students. She was selected by the class of 2023 as Outstanding Professor of the Year, the Mary Bennett Award of Excellence. Please welcome Dr. Charlene Nolan.
Hello. Excuse me. I would first like to congratulate the class of 2026 on receiving their white coats tonight. These coats signify the beginning of your journey at the University of Evansville Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Each one of you has accomplished a great deal to be sitting in these seats and earned the privilege of receiving your white coats tonight. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the family and friends of the class of 2026. The love, support, and encouragement I am sure you have provided over the years has guided them in many ways along this journey. While I did not teach class this past summer, the class of 2026 most likely remembers me as the professor who brought the best gummies, not Haribo, not Trolley, not Black Forest, but Albany's gummies, to share with the class when I introduced myself during Dr. Liang's Human Growth and Development course. But for those of you who do not know me, my name is Charlene Nolan, and I am a clinical assistant professor in the UE DPT program. In preparation for tonight, the second-year students asked me to speak and share a little bit about my journey in physical therapy profession and how I became a professor. I personally discovered physical therapy during an 8th grade career placement assignment. I had an idea of what PTs did, but I quickly realized my view was limited. My cousin was a PT at a local hospital here in Evansville and encouraged me to work as a tech for the therapy department. The PTs at the hospital were on 3-month rotations with options to work in outpatient, wound care, inpatient acute, and skilled nursing facility. It was then I realized the different settings I would have to choose from, and the opportunities have only grown with each area since then. So on that note, I leave you my first piece of advice. Always keep an open mind. Many of you may already have a very specific plan for what you want to do when you graduate PT school. I am here to tell you there is so much more you will learn in the next 8 semesters that the possibilities for your career are truly endless. The flexibility of different settings allows so many options for all the seasons of life, and we want to show you these opportunities that you will have as a physical therapist. Like many of our faculty, I began my journey here at the University of Evansville. I was not your typical student, you know, the former athlete who had an injury, required PT to rehab back to sport, and decided to be a PT. I, however, was the student who absolutely from the start wanted to work in acute care therapy. Even stranger than that, I enjoyed all things wound care. You don't find that very often. And yes, I still do. I would like to give you advice on the actual day-to-day of being a student, but my tips on using different colored pens, to take notes on the printed outlines, having a binder for each class, saving your papers to floppy disks so that you don't lose them, are all probably a little bit outdated. However, I did manage to graduate from the program in 2004 with my master's degree. If you would have asked me then where I would have been in 20 years, I doubt I would have said teaching here at the university, but it is funny how life will steer you in certain directions. I have worked in the hospital setting for my entire career, and in 2014 was notified by my manager that the university was looking for an adjunct faculty to assist with the PT skills course, and she encouraged me to apply. I had been a clinical instructor at this point for about 10 years and always enjoyed having students, with the goal of getting them to love acute care, of course, or at least appreciate it. Since I figured this would not take me away from my patients too much, I met with the program chair at the time and agreed that I could assist with the course, but I still wanted to keep my full-time patient caseload. Over the years, I found it was very rewarding to work with students and seeing those light bulbs when something finally clicked. It made me look forward to coming to teach more so than even going to the clinic to see my patients. So another course came open, and I was like, hey, you guys want help? And another course came open, and I was like, any room for me? And so I kind of weaseled my way into a few courses. And finally, I realized there was going to be a full-time position open. And I thought, maybe I should apply. And I realized if I didn't, I was truly going to regret it. So now, here I am. I started full-time in the fall of 2021. This brings me to my second piece of advice. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. Regardless of what path you are envisioning, there will be content you have not had prior exposure to or feel comfortable with during the program. It is in these times when you are out of your comfort zone that you will experience the most growth. Leaving the hospital setting after about 17 years full-time was definitely out of my comfort zone. But I have absolutely loved every minute of it and learned so much more than I would have anticipated in the transition from clinician to professor. This transition even propelled me to return to school myself and graduate with my doctorate of physical therapy degree in July of 2022 from the University of Montana. While straying from your comfort zone is difficult, I try to remember a quote by an anonymous writer that states, "When things feel overwhelming, remember, one thought at a time, one task at a time, one day at a time." Graduate school is not for the faint of heart, and there will definitely be times that you feel overwhelmed. It is in these times you will want to remember why you chose this path. This might require a call home to mom, dad, another family member, or a friend who can provide you the reassurance and encouragement you need to keep pushing forward. Focusing on that one task at a time, think about that day and what is the most important and give it your best effort. Your faculty does not ask for perfection, but we look for growth and self-reflection throughout your journey. If you learn to do this well, each time you encounter an uncomfortable situation, you will learn something new. Taking one day at a time will help you focus your effort and make these stressful times more manageable. With this mindset, you can develop strategies to succeed despite feeling overwhelmed. This year will be my third year of teaching full-time in the PT program. I have been given the opportunity to share my love and passion for acute care, cardiac, pulmonary, wound care, and the neurologic populations with the students in our program. This transition would not have been possible without the amazing faculty that you have sitting here in front of us. The mentorship that they provide is unmatched by any other program, which brings me to my third piece of advice. Know that you have an amazing support system at the university through faculty, staff, and other students who will help you along the way. The faculty wants you to let us know when you are struggling, come to our office hours and review sessions, actively participate in class and lab sessions, and know we will not just be looking at your grades as a measure of success. We will be looking for growth, and therefore we may push you out of your comfort zones. Current students want you to succeed, attend the success labs, go to lab practical practice the second years provide, reach out to the third year cohort to see what advice they may have to give you, practice with each other outside of class, become friends with your second year mentor. They all have been where you are very recently and have great advice on how to succeed. Our ultimate goal for you all is to succeed so that you can join us as colleagues in just 3 short years. In closing, I'm honored to recognize the class of 2026 for the receipt of their white coats and the start of a lifelong journey to improve the function of individuals who will seek our services over the years. I cannot begin to put into words how rewarding this career has been for me and how much I have grown as a person and professional because of the patients I have treated, the students I have mentored, and the colleagues who have pushed me to be the best I can be. While this part of your journey may not be easy and will require a lot of hard work, I would like to remind you that if you are ever in need, it is highly likely I will have Albany's gummies in my office to make this journey a little bit sweeter. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you, Dr. Nolan. Our next speaker is Craig Pfeiffer. Mr. Pfeiffer is a 2007 graduate of the University of Evansville PT program and a 2010 graduate of the University of Southern Indiana Master of Healthcare Administration program. He is the CEO and founder of Rehabilitation and Performance Institute and currently serves as the assistant managing editor for Impact, the magazine of the private practice section of the APTA. Please welcome Craig Pfeiffer.
I think public speaking is normally supposed to be a pretty nerve-wracking event, but there's a fan right here, so I actually have the best place to be in this entire setting. We've got my most important role is as lesser half to your professor, Dr. Catherine Schwarzkopf Pfeiffer, and you may have heard me introduced as Mr., which is correct. I know for a fact that I'm the lesser because anytime we get mail that is addressed to Mr. Craig Pfeiffer and Dr. Catherine Schwarzkopf Pfeiffer, that particular piece of mail finds its way on top of my laptop in my office, somehow, every time. I'm honored to be speaking with you today. My task is simple. Say something profound in the next 3 minutes that helps you for the next 3 years. Easy, all right, no pressure. So There are really three types of learning culture. The first is a culture of what. This means that you'll learn what the answers are to the test. In terms of a PT program, the culture of what will get you what you need to graduate and help you pass your board exam. Purely transactional, you get what you paid for, no more, no less. Students will get that in every PT program in the country. It's essentially a requirement to have a PT program. And that's okay. If you run into a culture of what in the future, but you want more for yourself than that, it's kind of like swimming upstream. It can be done, but it's probably going to be better for you to find the right stream. The second type of learning culture is a culture of how. The culture of what gives you the answers. The culture of how helps you develop greater understanding and depth so that you can come up with the answers on your own. You don't get that everywhere, but you'll get that here. Of course, everyone here wants you to graduate and pass your board exam, but simply passing a test isn't all they want for you. Their goal is for each and every one of you to have the knowledge, skills, and abilities to understand the complex challenges of patient care and life so that you can be a change maker wherever you go. The culture of how goes above and beyond what is necessary. Cherish the people in your life that care enough about you to help you learn how. The culture of how can be frustrating at times, because sometimes we're tired and we just want someone to give us the right answer. It's more work to understand how. It's more work for everyone. The people here teach how not because it's easy, but because they want to see you succeed on more than a test. The third culture is a culture of why. The next 3 years of your lives are going to be challenging. Make no mistake, this will be hard. But you know what? So is everything else. Keeping up with the ever-expanding knowledge base in physical therapy is hard. Helping people move, feel, and live their best lives is hard. Relationships are hard. Parenting is hard. Building a career you love is hard. The best way to do hard things is to know yourself well enough to understand why those hard things are worth it. That's my favorite part about this university and this program. They started programs like ACE Care, so you can see and feel the impact you have on people and communities. They'll challenge you to learn anatomy and physiology, statistics and research methods, movement patterns and motor control, and most importantly, they're going to challenge you to know more about yourself and help you connect with your deeper purpose. I recall mentioning profound words, and here's the deal. In my own journey to become more self-aware, I've learned that coming up with your own profound words is really hard. However, what I have become really good at is recognizing when somebody else has them. So some of my favorite profound words come from a Swiss psychiatrist born in the 1870s named Carl Jung. He said, "Every advance, every conceptual achievement of mankind has been connected with an advance in self-awareness." When we are committed to the challenging task of not just knowing what to do and not just knowing how to do it, but knowing why it's worth doing in the first place, we can accomplish incredible things. People and organizations that care enough about us to understand why leave lasting impressions. They don't just shape our lives, they give us the power to shape our own lives, to make a difference in the world, not in their way, but in our own way. I am very pleased to let you, the students, and your loved ones know that you are entering a culture of why.
Thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer. Our next speaker is Allie Treadway. Allie is a third-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student here at the University of Evansville. She is from Lake St. Louis, Missouri. Allie is currently on the ACE Care board and serves as the ACE Buddies coordinator. After graduation, she would like to work in an inpatient rehabilitation center or in pediatrics. Please welcome Allie Treadway.
Hello. So, like Grace said, my name is Allie Treadway, and I am a third-year student, and I am the ACE Buddies coordinator with ACE Care. First off, I would like to congratulate you guys on making it through your first semester. I wish I could say the next 3 years get easier, but it is definitely an uphill battle. This program will challenge you more than you think physically possible, but will provide you with everything needed to be an excellent physical therapist. I'm here today to tell you guys a little bit about ACE Care, which is our pro bono physical therapy clinic. ACE Care began in 2010 when students returned from clinicals. They noticed a need in the Evansville community and wanted to get more experience hands-on. Through a partnership with ECHO, ACE Plus was created as a traditional outpatient therapy clinic. This branch continues to serve those who are underinsured, uninsured, and homeless in the Evansville community. In 2015, ACE Care added Acercise. This is a group exercise program for people with neurological conditions. The program continues to grow in 2018 when ACE Buddies was added. ACE Buddies is a group exercise program for children and adults with disabilities. I'm a little biased to this one. In 2021, the ACE Care van was added. This provided patients a way to ensure they had access to our services. The program continues to grow, as last year we performed our first community outreach event. ACE Buddies had Zoo Day, and we also had an ACE Care night at the ballpark. As part of the ACE Care board, I had the opportunity to attend the Pro Bono Network Conference, which is a conference in Philadelphia where universities across the U.S. share their stories and successes about their clinics. We listened to presentations from over 30 universities, and there was one thing that stuck out that made ACE Care so special. Our program was the only program that was completely volunteer-run. We were asked by multiple universities how our program was able to thrive without any requirements of student participation. The answer is our students' dedication and willingness to meet the needs of the Evansville community. We truly could not run this organization without your guys' help. Again, congratulations on everything you've done this semester, and I'm excited to see how much you will grow over the next 3 years.
Thank you, Allie. I would like to welcome Dr. Jason Pitt and the faculty to the stage as we begin the presentation of the coats for the Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2026. But first, we would like to have our first ever purple coating.
Alrighty, who's ready to put the white coats into the white coat ceremony? Good, me too. Okay, so the way this will work, I'll call the faculty advisors up one at a time and they'll place white coats on their advisees. Are there slides that are supposed to happen? This? First up, Lily Oker. Connor Roach. Hannah Walker. Justin Zumbalin. Next, we have Charlie Nolan to coat her advisees. Sarah Budd. Lindsay Deal. Emily Lewandowski. Sophie Miller. Haley Thayer. Next, we'll have Dr. Hannah Lamar coat her advisees. Megan Greist. Sydney McClary. Peyton Reichenberger. Catherine Schaefer. Cheyenne Summerfield. Now Dr. Kyle Matzel will coat his advisees, starting with, wait for it. All right, there it is. Dawson Beers. Sean Bloom. Brady Boring. Abigail Repking. Luke Watts. Thanks, Kyle. You can do them all if you want. Up next, Dr. Kate Schwarzkopf-Pfeiffer will quote her advisees. Elise Deeg. Kristen Harvey. Josie Hudson. Denzel Lassam. Devin Richardson. Next, Dr. Katie Whetstone will quote her advisees. Ashley Bolton. Tressa Hodge. Gabriella LaCour. Clara Oberg. Britt Riesman. Colby Rogers. Now, Dr. Ling Liang will quote her 5 advisees. Abby Grunwald. Reva Hamelman. Cecilia Ritter. Maria Rochelle. Sarah Vanderhoof Dossett. Now Dr. Mark Martineau will coat his advisees. Max Badowski. Madeline Ebbett. Matthew Roop. Andrew Saltzman. William Schmidt. Hannah Tomlin. Kate Saronis. Thanks, Mark. Now Dr. Phil Plisky will coat his advisees. Kyle Billhartz. Madison D'Onofrio. William Fiesler. Ross Knepp. Tyler Malone.
Excellent. Class of 2026, congratulations. As the president was saying earlier, we are going to talk about or recite the Code of Ethics together. Now that you have been coded and entering into the health profession, I would ask you all to stand with me, and on the back of your programs is the Code of Ethics. If you are a licensed physical therapist in the room, please stand as well and join us in reciting the Code of Ethics. Physical therapists shall respect the inherent dignity and rights of all individuals. Physical therapists shall be trustworthy and compassionate in addressing the rights and needs of patients. Physical therapists shall be accountable for making sound professional judgments. Physical therapists shall demonstrate integrity in their relationships with patients, families, colleagues, students, research participants, other health care providers, employers, payers, and the public. Physical therapists shall fulfill their legal and professional obligations. Physical therapists shall enhance their expertise through their lifelong acquisition and refinement of knowledge, skills, abilities, and professional behaviors. Physical therapists shall promote organizational behaviors and business practices that benefit patients and society. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for the class of 2026 again. You can be seated. At this time, this concludes our ceremony for today. We really greatly appreciate all of your attendance, and we would invite you to our reception at the Stone Family Center for Health Sciences directly following this event. I will give you a little heads up. I don't know why they gave me the one to give you advice on directions. I'm somewhat directionally challenged, but I'm going to recite what I was asked to say. Downtown Evansville tonight is a very hopping place. We have a Luke Bryan concert going on, there's Wine Fest going on, and probably you've noticed there's construction barrels in just about everywhere in Evansville. And so if you are planning on, and we would love to have you, I will say the Stone Family Center is an ice box, so you're welcome to get cooled off. We have ice water, cookies, and all the faculty will be there to welcome you and get to know you a little bit better. As you come down, I would recommend, if you're parked in H lot, to go down Weinbach to Lincoln Avenue and take Lincoln Avenue into downtown Evansville. Walnut Street is under construction at 41, and so it is blocked for you to be able to get across 41. So recommend Weinbach to Lincoln and take Lincoln all the way downtown. And to park in, we have reserved a parking lot for you on the 5th Street. There's a 5th Street entrance for you to park in, and your students should have the visitor code parking for that as well. So we really hope to see you all there. And again, congratulations, class of 2026. Yep, go ahead. Clap again. At this time, I would ask the class of 2026 to go ahead and exit out of the room. You're going to go outside for a group picture quickly, and then we'll go ahead and release the rest of you. So thank you again for coming tonight. Thank you all. We hope to see you at the Stone Center. Have a good night.